Well, I'm rare coin expert Walt Durham,
Industry veteran Ben Parker.
and we are the coin guys from Texas. And you may notice something a little bit different today. We're wearing headsets, and we're not trying to be cool. It's we got a special guest, longtime numismatist, professional numismatist. He's also a Texas guy, and he's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about Army privies that are coming out in July, a little bit about Eagle privies, gold prices, and what he sees on the market. So, Ben, give us the spot prices.
All right, so right now we're looking at a little bit higher here recently. We've had some changes on some geopolitical tensions. Gold right now is at $3,352 today. Silver's at $34.49. Platinum doing a little bit better than palladium here recently. It's at $1,076, and palladium $997.
Yeah. So gold's holding strong. So, like I said, we got a special guest. He is a longtime numismatist. I believe he started in the business in 2009, if I remember correctly. That's when I first met him. He purchases somewhere around $80 million a year in coins. He's one of the, if you've bought coins from anybody online, anybody around the country, you've probably bought a coin that's passed through his hands. Mr. Bradley Goldsmith, are you there?
I'm right here, Mr. Durham. How you doing there, buddy?
What's up, Brad? So me and Brad have known each other a long time. I believe we met at a Houston show. I don't know, what year was that? Do you remember, Brad?
I think it was 2010.
2010, and we became friends because he let me walk out of the door because I was out of checks. He let me walk out of the door with a tray full of 09 Ultra High Reliefs in 70.
That is correct.
Yeah. So, Brad, for those of you who don't know, Brad was pretty instrumental in bringing the Anna Cabral signature. Back in 2019, he worked really closely with NGC to get her to actually sign labels, became the highest, how do we say it?
The highest appointed
Highest
government.
ranking
Yeah.
U.S. You got it.
Yeah, highest ranking U.S. official to sign coins. And now, what are you seeing as far as your aspect of it, Brad, what are you seeing with the Cabral signature?
It's absolutely taken off. You know, people really respect the fact that she was the 42nd treasurer under George Bush. She was actually Edmund Moy's boss, believe it or not. But, you know, just someone that has her signature on actual U.S. currency. Her signature is really taken off. People love it. It's just been a really, really cool thing. And there's a ton of market support behind her signature.
So that's kind of the thing, right? Market support. We don't see that with a whole lot of signatures. You know, like there's signatures out there, Barry Goldwater, Jepson. There's a lot of signatures, but would it be fair to say, Brad, that there's not a whole lot of market support for those?
Not as much as Cabral. I think everyone, you know, every signature has its own niche. But I do think the Cabral signature has really, it's just really taken off. I mean, it's been a tremendous signature for a long time now. And anytime Cabral signatures come back on the market, they always command a very large premium in comparison to other tags, for sure.
Yes, and I know we talk about this a lot, but maybe the people and Ben don't know this. But anytime me or you see Cabral signature out there, we kind of scoop it up, and we'll even pay the premium just because they're hard to get sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I have no problem paying up for a Cabral signature, knowing that I'll be able to resell it. And then the customers like it. I mean, they like her story. You know, you've met Miss Cabral before, and she was, you know, she told you your whole office her story, and just it's such a motivational thing where she's come from, and just her hard work ethic and all that. It's just a really, really cool story. That's you can just Google her name and you can see how many things she's done.
Yeah, see, a lot of people don't know who she is. As far as, you know, it's hard to pay attention to signatures on bills. But if you really dive in deep to what she does, she's active with the Smithsonian. She's done a lot of great things. Definitely one of the smartest people I've ever had lunch with. I promise you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know, well, I mean, it's pretty cool. Her husband is actually the mayor in San Clemente, California. I met them. I had lunch with them last summer, and they're two just really fine people, and really, really well respected in the political places.
Yeah. So what we tend to focus on is like Roman numeral date, proof 70, Cabral stuff, and stuff along those lines. And I've noticed that the populations in those better, what would you call those, Brad? Better date gold American Eagles?
Yeah. What's the story behind them? It's the coins that have the Roman numeral on them. You know, they only made them, with the fractionals, they only had the half, they didn't make a fractional in 1986 as far as the proof was concerned. 1987, they had the 1 ounce and the half ounce, and then you have 88, 89, 90, and 91. So there's not a ton of coins out there anyway.
Yeah.
And they're just, it's a good story. And, especially now because so many people have bought into the program, they're pretty difficult to get.
So regardless of signature, this is something that I say a lot. And I think people think it's a marketing ploy on my end, but like when it comes to 1989 $10 gold Eagles Improved 70, 1989 $5 gold Eagles Improved 70, 91 1 ouncers, how hard are those for somebody like you who has, I don't want to say endless amounts of money, but you have one of the longest reaches in the gold proof market? How difficult is it for even somebody like you who spends $80 million a year buying coins to acquire some of those dates?
Well, I'm pretty confident that if I were to go put a bid saying that I needed 100 1989 10th ounce proof 70 gold Eagles, and I put a bid of $700, I don't think anybody would be able to fill me at $700 for 100 pieces.
I don't think anybody would be able to fill you at 1,200.
I think you're right. At the end of the day, I could just push the bid up if I really wanted to. I'm not going to do that because it's not the right thing to do. But if I really wanted to, you're right. I mean, I could push the bid to 1,200. I still wouldn't get filled.
So it's regardless. It's regardless of the money, and that's what I try to tell people. And that's the type of coins as an individual who's a collector, you want to own the coins that are difficult for other, like people like you, me, and these other national firms who we just don't get them enough, and we have customers for them and collectors for them, and we just can't get them.
You can't get enough to really make a massive marketing push in them. It's just right. They're just not out there in Proof 70 in large volume. So it really is they really are a cool story because you could literally put a bid on all the Roman numerals and wouldn't take that much money to just really run the market up if you really wanted to.
Yes. So one of the things that me and Ben were talking before we got on to the podcast here with you is, gold pricing right now is $3,300, and we can't believe how cheap $20 libs are, especially like type 2s. Like there's some what you would call the more common date 2020 libs that are basically priced at what they were when gold was 2,600. You follow me there?
I totally follow you there. And the issue is becoming that gold is so expensive, the normal person can't afford to buy them. And so these shops are getting these coins in because people are selling gold right now because it's so high, and there's nowhere to go with them. So they're melting a lot of them, which is making them even more rare. But I think if you have extra money laying around that you want to put into gold, I absolutely think that putting money into type 2 $20 gold pieces would be a phenomenal investment if you're buying because you think gold is a good investment. I really do, because they are extremely cheap in comparison to the gold price. And that's with a few other items at the moment as well. But a type 220, with over 100 years of history, and you can get them at basically just a few percentage points over gold.
Right. Like, so I was looking the other day and I saw what we would consider to the average person a better date, like an 1873 Open 3 20, which is something that's, to us dealers isn't like the rarest thing in the world, but to average collectors, when they're calling in and buying 20 libs, it's a date they were never really offered because it's, better, I guess you would say. And, in our Facebook group that we're in, I saw CAC examples just trading for just stupidly low amounts of money. And it's like, man, this would be great if customers are looking to buy gold right now, and they get a little bit of, I guess you'd call them semi-numismatic. You get a little bit of history with it, and you get the almost 1 ounce gold content. I just think it's a no-brainer. And if gold stays at these levels, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, if gold stays at these levels, those premiums will eventually start to creep back up.
I do think premiums will start to creep up once people are comfortable with the current gold levels. It has been a little volatile. Gold's going up $100 a day, go down $80 a day. So I don't think it's totally found its base. But as soon as people are comfortable with where the new gold standard is, I think the premiums will absolutely start to go back up, because there'll be no place to go but up for the premiums. They're not going to stay like this forever. So it is a good buying opportunity if you do want to invest in gold.
So you were really big back in 2017, 2016, I believe. You purchased a lot of New Orleans Mint $10 gold pieces. Am I right?
You are totally correct.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth.
Right. Yes.
Where do you see that market heading? Like, do you think it's still as strong? I believe, I know this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, but I'm never wrong. You know that, right?
Once in a blue moon, Walt.
Once in a blue moon, I get it wrong. But, back in 2019, I could go advertise 030s and 61, and I could get 11 coins, right? I can't get 11 030s and 61 right now.
No.
Not, it's like you said, you could bid 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. It's not the money. It's just the coin's not available in any kind of quantity.
Well, you're right. And, the O3O is a perfect example, because a lot of people consider that a quote unquote common O-mint. The mintage on the O3O, just over 100,000, and the price was less than double of what a common date O-mint was, and it's 10 to 12 times rarer than the most common O-mint. It's only twice the price. To me, it's a mathematical equation. If I could get every O3O in the world in one, I would try and buy it. I mean, it's just
right. It's a good price point. And again, it's regardless of money. Like, it doesn't matter. You could go put $80 million out on the line and say, I want to buy all the O3Os that are out there, and you're not going to come close to $80 million.
No, I'll probably have, $79,700,000 left. If I probably have more than that left, I'd hardly spend anything.
Yeah. So that's, what we try to do is educate people on the real aspects of the market. There's opportunities. If you're, even the purest of collectors like to buy stuff at a discount, and even the purest of investors like history and scarcity behind their coins. And I've been doing this for 18 years, a little bit longer than you, Brad. I've been doing this for 18 years, and I don't think I can remember an opportunity in gold like we're seeing now.
As far as the premium concerned, there's no question.
Right. You can go steal a lot of value. I guess that's the best way to put it. Is go steal some value. You can get truly numismatic coins at just unbelievable prices with a a high floor, because you got if you got a $10 gold piece, you've got a half ounce of gold roughly, and then you got a $20 lib, you almost got an ounce of gold. And that's what we try to just, this is not a marketing ploy. This is real life. Is if people like you and other big, ginormous distributors are willing to put their money into it, wouldn't it make sense that the average collector should also focus on those areas?
Of course.
So,
mic drop. Absolutely.
I have a quick question. So would you say, Brad, that this is the lowest premiums comparable to the gold spot price that you've seen in your career?
I would say ever. Yeah, for sure. In my career, absolutely. I mean, I don't ever remember you being able to buy 20 libs at melt, type 2s that are AU condition, or you can sometimes buy them below. I mean, we're able to buy them below melt right now, and I just sold some below melt myself, type 2s and AU. Just because we just keep the money moving, I would love to be able to keep everything, that I own, but unfortunately, we have money, but I'm not a billionaire. So if I was a billionaire, well, I probably would just be on a beach somewhere, but that's another story. But you could buy whatever you wanted, but we do have to keep the money moving, work on our few percentage points, and move on to the next deal. But it's a real good time to hop in if you believe in gold, because the premiums are non-existent.
See, I think that's where a lot of average individuals miss, is they think that, well, if it was really worth a little bit more, then why are you selling it, at a discount? And it's because you got to keep money moving. I mean, there's only so much money. I don't care if you're Bill Gates or Bradley Goldsmith or, Rob Oberth or
Elon Musk, right?
Elon Musk, like you only have a certain amount of money. And just like with our businesses, so much stuff comes through the doors. It's like, okay, it's like move it or because you got to have capital to work. And that's everything. So, and there's a lot of places. Me and Ben were talking about this, typically if you're going to order a 20 Saint and 62, right? They're all over the internet, wherever you want to go. People are advertising 20 Saints and 62, you're going to get a 1924, 1927. That was years ago. Now, you have opportunities to get slightly better date coins that you don't see often for the same price because the premiums have just gone away.
Correct. There's a lot more. You get a lot more variety now when you order let's say you order a 10 pack of generic 62s. Back in the day, like you said, you get a 24, 27, 080 motto. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you could get, 10S, you can get a 14S, a 15S. You can get dates that you would never, ever normally get in a generic bunch just because everyone's got to keep the money moving. There's a lot of stuff that is coming back on the market because people that bought years ago that paid $500 and $600, they're taking their profits. They might see it's the end of the road. Well, all this doing, presenting another opportunity for someone else to hop in there,
right?
And take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, there will never be an end of the road for gold. I mean, I think that's a fair statement. I mean, at some point in time, gold can go down to $2,000 tomorrow, and doesn't mean that $3,300 is the end of the road for gold. I mean, look at 40 years from now. I mean, in the 70s, gold was what, $30, something like that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we wanted to touch on, you were pretty big in the Eagle Privy market that came out last year. No, I'm sorry. The Star Privy came out last year. And
the Star Privy came out in 2024.
Yeah. You were big in that market. And now the Eagle Privies are out, and they seem to be, like, I know from our perspective, they sell extremely well. I've been bitching for a long time for the Mint to start doing privies like the Canadian Mint does. And it looks like they're finally starting to do it. But now we have something come up that's going to be pretty exciting. I think me and you touched on it a little bit earlier, is that Army Privy coming out in July.
It's going to be an absolute slam dunk home run. There's, the subject line, everyone has respect, at least true patriots have respect for this country. And, to be able to commemorate the Army by putting an Army Privy on a proof Silver Eagle is just, to me, it's a slam dunk program by the United States Mint. The coin is gonna sell out. It's gonna sell out quick, and people are gonna be really trying to get their hands on this coin just to commemorate the Army. So it's really, really cool, and it's on its own proof coin, which is the second time they've ever done a Privy proof. The first one was the V75, end of World War II, I believe, Privy. But This is just, I think this Privy is going to be super, super special, and that coin's very popular too. But a lot of collectors have joined since 2020, and it's going to make the demand on this one just skyrocket.
So what a lot of people don't understand, and I do my best to explain this, even to employees who work here, but we've seen this hugely with the Star Privies, and I think we're starting to see it with the Eagle Privies, is the grading rates. How many of them grade in 70? Because everybody knows, like, if you're going to buy a modern coin, you want it in 70 because there's just really no premium on 69 stuff, proof 69 or mint state 69. But can you talk a little bit about the grade through, like, versus a normal 2024 Silver Eagle? What were you seeing when you would submit 20,000 coins into submission at NGC? How many are you getting back in 70? Like, is it that
very few?
Very few. So me and you talk.
Yes, because so one of the reasons. Sorry to cut you off. Let me just, before I lose my train of thought here. One of the reasons too, I believe, is these were struck in Philadelphia, and in the Philadelphia Mint, I believe they're all done by hand. And so I just think the striking process, and it's just a lack of quality control. And some of these boxes, you're getting 0.70s out of a whole box of 500. We had at least 3 or 4 boxes grade where there were no coins at grade 70. There were some boxes that graded, 30 and 40%, but I think we netted like 20 to 25% graded 70 on the Star Privy. And that was, that leaves 75% rejects. It's not a good grade through rate as opposed to a regular Silver Eagle, a West Point Mint Silver Eagle. Those have grading rates that are the 90,
Did we lose you, Brad?
That's why the premium. I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so that's why the 70s brings such a bigger premium than a regular Silver Eagles, because they're grading so much worse.
And I think people don't understand that. Like, you know, they think that, and if you've noticed this, you remember back in the day when Mint State 70, just your average Mint State 70 brown label coming out of the mint and out of NGC would sell for 3, 4, 5, 6 times melt, even wholesale. Now the premium on MS70s, just regular running the Mint State 70s, have collapsed, and it's because I think West Point's just got the process down. And then you go take a coin
Correct.
like the Star Privy or the Eagle Privy, and you go force that into Philadelphia, where they're not used to striking Silver Eagles, and you have these horrible grade. And now you're starting to see back. You're starting to see, and that's the greatest thing about it. Is what I try to tell people is, like, it's not one of those coins that's hot now because or the price is higher now because it's hot. It's higher because of they're grading so poorly. It's something that can sustain long term.
Correct. And there's a mintage cutout. You know, it's only 500,000 mintage, you know, which is pretty low for a bullion Silver Eagle. And then when you throw into the fact that they're grading so poorly, you know, it's always going to be a coin to me that is worth a significant premium. And there's a lot more than 500,000 people in this world, and I guarantee you there's more than 500,000 coin collectors. That's for sure.
And what is
so if everyone wants a 70, they're going to be fighting. They're going to be fighting for it. You know, supply and demand, right there. Simple economics.
What's the most popular or most widely collected coin? Modern coin. It's the Silver American Eagle. And you got
for sure. Did you see how much the first Silver Eagle struck of the Type 2 and the last Silver Eagle Type 1, what they sold for is almost $200,000 for 2 Silver Eagles. Right. That just shows you, and that was on the wholesale level, that just shows you, you know, the type of demand there is for the Silver Eagle. I mean, it's a really cool and iconic coin. Yeah. It's special.
So, you know, you'll hear it a lot. Well, it's an ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. And that's just not true because, you know, we've sold an ounce of gold for $1 million and we've tried to buy it back and can't get it back. I mean, you remember that deal, Brad?
I tried to buy it from you.
Yes.
I tried to buy the coin back from you for a massive profit to the customer and to you, and they didn't want to sell it.
Yep.
So what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. But what I like about rare coins is you can ask me about the gold market, and I'm sure you're the same way, Brad. You can ask me about the gold market, you can ask me about the silver market, and it's all just like technical mumbo jumbo. When it comes to rare coins and collecting coins, it's like very simple. It's supply demand. And it's like, oh, the demand's going to go up for this because of this, and the supply's low because of this. Hey, this is a good coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally, to
me, it's just, it's a lot simpler than the bullion market.
Of course.
So,
and a lot less of them.
So you are a bulk purchaser for United States Mint, and
that's correct.
So you're going to get your hands on a good amount of the Army privies.
Yes, I am.
And I know this. We're already getting. Are you getting people calling you asking you if you're pre-allocating?
Of course they are. Everyone. I've had 10 calls just this morning because they came out yesterday for the advanced release. Bulk buyers to be able to order them. What are you going to be charging? You know, the answer is I'm not putting a price on it yet. I could sell every single coin that I've purchased so far raw and make a significant profit if I really wanted to. But to me, there's no sense in doing that yet. I just want to wait because they're not going to be shipping to the end of July, and the whole pre-sale situation doesn't excite me. So I'd rather just wait till I get them in hand, see how they look, see how they're grading. That's another thing. If you start pre-selling 70s and they turn out they grade really bad, and you have to go cover the coin, you know, you have to go cover your shorts. That's the worst situation to be in because now you're just going to be you're just chasing your tail. It's not worth it.
So I forced your hand on the flowing hairs a while back.
Sure did.
Forced your hand on the flowing hairs on a purchase so that I could lock down the price and get them to our customers. And next thing you know, that our customers were paying prices that dealers were willing to pay more than because our customers had already locked them in with us. You'd already locked them in with us, and we were guaranteed a certain allotment, and we watched those coins because nobody expected them to grade poorly. Another Philadelphia Mint issue. They graded so poorly. 70s weren't around. Bids had to go up to fulfill orders. And next thing you know, people who pre-sold or pre-bought them look like geniuses.
Correct. Well, I told you from the get-go I didn't even want to sell them to you, and
I know
you
that.
just, I was just, and I did it anyway out of kindness in my heart, and I knew it was going to be a great coin, but I
you
did it
love
because
me,
it was
Brad.
you.
You
Yeah,
love
'cause
me,
I love
Brad.
you. That's right. But yeah, the coin I would have bought every coin that I sold. I would have paid you double what I charged you right out of the gate before, right when they came out, and I would have paid you more than you charged your customers.
Yep.
But I guess it is easy playing Monday morning quarterback. But I told you from the very beginning when we were pre-selling those coins that I didn't want to do it, and I did it anyway.
Right. So I forced your hand because I went and I forced somebody else, or I didn't have to force the other.
No, you
dealer.
told someone else who didn't realize it was going to be as good of a coin, and then I went ahead and I did a price match guarantee.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. I was just being a nice guy for once, I guess.
We love you, Brad. We love you.
Yeah, I know. Say it louder for the people in the back, please.
We love Bradley Goldsmith. How about that?
That's right. There we go. Makes me feel better. Thank you.
So we're going to sum it up here with the Army Privy. Do you think the early for the average retail individual out there, the earlier they're able to lock in, the better?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who's willing to sell it right now, but if you can get it at the $500 $1,000 level in that neighborhood, and you want a coin for your collection, I think the downside's very, very minimal.
So let me ask you this. I'm going to put you on the spot. When are you going to let me lock down some AR advanced release? So AR, for everybody who doesn't know, is advanced release. So when are you going to let me lock down some AR Army privies with you?
August 1st.
Oh, after the ship date.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
So you get to play all summer, go perch fishing and cat fishing. You can think about your Army privy while you're doing that, and then we'll get you the price after the summer's over, or I guess after everyone's back from vacation.
Well, I'll just force somebody else's hand. How about that?
Yeah, good. Be my guest.
All right, we'll put $100 on it.
Guest.
Can I force somebody else's hand before August 1st?
Oh, I think you'll be able to. People can't help themselves.
I know. I love it.
I'm with you on there. You'll be able to force their hand, but on this one, you're not going to force my hand on this one.
I get it. You're going to have a strong holding of them. And guys who are out there in YouTube land, like that's the main thing, is listen to people who buy, like Brad, me. We buy millions of dollars worth of coins every year, and we're willing to put our own money into it. We want them. There's a reason. Those are the type of coins you should go after.
I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes,
that's Ben's favorite word.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love it. I love the word absolutely.
Yeah. It just leaves no room for error. That's the only problem.
Say it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes,
well, Brad, I appreciate you taking. You were one of the hardest persons to get on the phone. I believe you've been offered multiple podcasts out there in YouTube land, and you agreed to come on ours first, and we appreciate it.
You are correct. It's because I love you.
So if you're out there and you watch ours and you watch other coin podcasts, you'll probably see him in the future. Maybe next time we'll get you to video in. How about that?
Sounds great.
Just
I'll be sure to wear my my outfit.
Yeah, do me a favor and powder the heads though, so it doesn't be too shiny for the camera. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, Walter. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a really, really fun afternoon talking to you guys, and let's have a great rest of your day.
All right, Brad. I'll talk to you soon, bub.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, that's straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Listen, he's no joke in the business. A lot of dealers are, I would say, quote unquote, scared of him because of his knowledge in the game. He is self-made, self-built. He started with like $1,000 back in 2009. I know this dude's story. Like I said, he's one of my good friends, and he is one of the smartest individuals when it comes to coins. Just a hell of a numismatist, and has done amazing things in the market. Pioneered a lot of things, and really knows his stuff. And so we wanted to get him on here to kind of like, it's not just us, me and you doing like a marketing thing here. It's like we really talk about real stuff.
Yeah, things that are happening right now.
And things that are happening right now. kind of pull the curtain back and you're looking at a bulk purchaser who can purchase from the mint, and you see how his strategy is, listen, these coins are going to go up, and I don't want to sell them too cheap, because that's how he's going to make his money. Like, why sell a coin for, $1,000 when you have a hunch that it's going to be 1,500 in 2 months? So that's basically his strategy. The guy offers no BS insight of what it is, and hopefully we can get some more guests on.
Yeah.
So you got anything else, Ben?
That's it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be back next time.